Everybody, it's Jeannie from Jeannie's Palette, and today I'm still painting, but I am working on something for the porch. This is part of a playlist today with Take 5. I'm one of the co-hosts, and Christy from Funky Junk Inspiration is the other host. I hope you will check out my description for her page, and also the link to the playlist so you can see everyone else who's working on porch decor. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to turn my back on you a little bit or move off the camera, but words are hard. But anyway, I want to show you what we're going to be working with. Now, most of the stuff I got from Hobby Lobby. This came from Hobby Lobby, this planner, over in their spring collection. It says it was originally $52.99, but it's 40% off. That's about $32, a little less. So we've got that. It is a softwood, feels like pine. And I also picked up this flower. It's also wood in their spring collection. $3.49 at 40% off. So we'll be using that. And then this week, their woodpile stuff is on sale. And I picked this up. It was $12.49, I believe, but 40% off. If you don't have a Hobby Lobby near you, and you're not in the States, I'm sorry, I don't know. But, hey, what you could do is order online if you don't have one near you. I don't know how much shipping and all that would be for you. Usually they have free shipping for a certain amount. Anyway, I don't have any affiliation with Hobby Lobby, except I spent a lot of money there. I picked this little bird cage finial up. I don't know if we're going to use it. I'm planning to. I do believe. Look at this little thing. Well, we're going to leave it closed anyway, but it was not on sale. So there's that. It's really cute. You could pick any finial that you wanted. And even for this, you could get your building supply to just cut 3 boards of the same size and make your little box for your planter. If you actually use this for a planter, I would say put some plastic inside so you don't mess up the wood. But let's get busy here. I also picked up some flat magnets here. I've got some Minwax wood finish. I picked the golden pecan, depending on where you're from, and because I thought it would be good. I wanted it lighter. And then I have some Waverly chalk ink, so just black paint. I've got some numbers to put on there. And then I have this in my stash already. I'm going to put this little metal thing on there for the magnet. And you'll get to see, if you stick around, what we're using that for. I think that's it for the supplies. Let's get started. Okay, so I've got the stain on, and as you can see, it's really not a big difference. It's a little bit darker. And it's going to require a couple of coats on these sides. And there are a few places that needed sanding. So keep that in mind. You may need to do a little bit of sanding on this. I did stain the inside. I wore gloves. I have my window open. And I have an air purifier right over beside me. Alright, so next what I want to do, I'm going to just slide this back. And let's work on the next part. And that's going to be our flower. Now I'm going to just go ahead and take this off. Here's my plan for this. Well, I want to do a little, I like to have things I can use all the time, and that's why I want to use this. So let's get this painted up real pretty so we can put that on the front. Okay, so we've got this front part painted pink, and now it's got petals in the back. I'm going to use red and white to just make it just a little bit darker on the pink. I don't know. Maybe I should do a few of these green, like leaves. I did stain the center, but of course I got pink on it, so there's that. So I'm using Liquitex Red and Liquitex White acrylic paint. And here's what we're going to just be a little more careful. Here I did not even wipe off my brush between the lighter pink. Maybe I should have done these on the back first, but hey, let's just keep going. Alright, so we've got our flower back painted a little bit darker than the front, and of course you can see I've got some paint coming on there from the back. Let's grab some white and pink and let's work on some shading here. You know, just lightly, even almost like a dry brush, pulling it out, just giving it a more dimensional look instead of just flat paint. It doesn't matter now. If you want to just do flat paint, you go right ahead. You do you. I'm just wanting to show you a little bit of shading and how to bring that together. I really wanted to show you well. I probably should lay this down and let you see, huh? Let's do that. Okay, so let's work on a little shading. And while it's still damp, this wood does soak up the paint like nobody's business. So it is kind of quick. So it won't be all that perfect, but we'll just add in some white and then some red here and there, just to try to give it a little bit of depth to our flowers. And I think that'll be really pretty. We might have to do something else to our center once we get all our other on here. So we'll just go darker to lighter, working on that shading. I think it's turning out right pretty. Got to do something over here. There was a lot of drying while I was trying to get set up. I was having quite a few difficulties here. So it's almost dry underneath, and that's why we're having all of these calamities, making it harder to. You might bring that on down here, grab us some red, pull that in there. The trick to shading is doing it while the paint is still wet. This is drying way too fast. I don't have those same issues on canvases usually, but this wood is just, oh, where'd that go? Soaking it up. So let's get back in here. Bring in some more of that red, but as you see, it's I don't know what that little spot was. Glitter maybe. Hey, there's an idea. Put some glitter on here while it's still wet, or you can add some glue and add. I think I do want to put some glitter on. So I like glitter. I like it. All right, let's move this on along here. All right, so you saw me go around that circle pretty quickly there in that little hyperlapse. But then just pulling the gold out some, I was determined not to pick up any more pink. So now I'm going to take my gold and I'm going to just frame in a little bit here, just around these edges. I'm going to get you at a good angle here. And just, and see, I've got that on there. I don't really like that, but you can always wipe it off. But I just want to give it a little something here around the edges of my petals. So let's get that done here. Okay, I thought I was recording. I was not recording, but thank goodness, because I stepped on my cat and there was a little more troubles. So here we are. Actually, I just bumped into her, but she thought I was going to step on her. This flower, I'm done with this flower. But it's going to be okay. I did get it framed in with the gold, and then I just got a little bit of gold on the back petals, and then I was like, well, how about let's just put gold on those petals? And that's what I did. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe once it's dry, I'll like it a little better. But here's the thing. It's going to be interchangeable anyway, so we're not going to worry a whole lot about that. So this other board we got from the woodpile section, I'm going to just paint it with black chalk paint, and then we'll move on to what we're going to do with that. Okay, I don't know what's recording and what's not. Everything is going crazy. Alright, so I've got this all painted, and it did require some sanding. I'm going to have to sand some more on these edges. This wood is really not sanded well on the ends, but it's going to be pretty up here, and I will do some more sanding. I'm going to put it up right here, and then put our numbers on here. You could put hello, anything you wanted on there. I did get some paint right here, so I'm debating if I want to do something different there, stain it or paint it black, but we'll worry about that later. Let's get this fixed up here. Okay, so I did eyeball to try to see if I could get those on there without you know, too much trouble measuring. I think I've done a pretty good job getting those in place. We're going to get those stuck down. We need to use some wood glue. Alright, when I stuck it down, I did end up 5. It's a little bit wonky. And so is the 3, but hey, I think it's still fine. We might prize those off of there, but I don't know that I really want to break them. These numbers also came from Hobby Lobby, and they were already painted. So I think that's going to be good. Now I'm going to just lay this down so I can get the numbers in good alignment here and get that stuck on. Alright, I think I've got it in pretty good placement here. I did use some hot glue with the wood glue, so I've got a few strings on that. I do still need to varnish it. Now, what are we doing? Oh, there's paint right there. I'm gonna cry. There's black paint right there. Anywho, let's move on. Alright, I tried washing off that black paint. It's still a stain there. I don't know. Maybe I get some Dawn or something here in a little bit and try to fix it. So now I'm going to take this little metal party tag that I got from Hobby Lobby. It came in a pack of a bunch, and I'm going to use, I should use some E6000. I'm using hot glue. I tell you, this thing has been one catastrophe after another. So that's my plan. I'm going to put this in the center right here on our box. Just making sure we're recording, because I thought I was recording several times. Let's do it in the center right there. And now, like, oh, why'd you put a metal tag right there? Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this peel and stick magnet that I also got from Hobby Lobby. And here comes our interchangeable part. Oh, my goodness, it's just little squares. Alright, okay. So let's see what we're going to do here. Let's get this peeled off, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. Okay, y'all, I can't make up my disasters here. So I thought it was one sheet. It was not. I had to cut it, but if you look closely, it's perforated. And the back, it didn't just peel off on one little sheet. It's peeled off in multiple little squares. So, oh my goodness. Now what we're going to do is take the back of our flower and just stick a magnet right there in the middle of that. Stick it on. Check it out. It's going to stick right there. Now, maybe I'll bring it up a little bit and it'll hide the black. So that's going to be our interchangeable for different holidays. I know I can bring it down just a little bit so you can see that just a tiny bit better. So this is pretty much it. I mean, so then you can put inside, put your liner in here if you want to put real flowers. I think that's crooked now that I'm looking at it. Whose porch is this going on? Yeah, it's supposed to be a gift. This is not, it's not my address. Oh, brother. Y'all, go decorate your porch. I hope you have fun doing it, and maybe I'll put some glue on the back of that magnet. Yeah, look at that. Crooked, way up there. Crooked. Hey, measure. Don't do like me. Measure your stuff. But hey, I think from a distance it's gonna be just fine, right? Yeah, since I plan to give it, I might need to do a little reworking on this thing. What you think? Alright guys, just have fun, just paint, and don't forget to see the beauty, and check the description for the rest of the playlist, the link, so you can see everybody else that I'm sure did a better job than me. Y'all have a good one. Ta-ta for now.